Newport News in Review starts right now.
I'm Pritchett, and welcome to this edition of Newport News in Review for the month of February 2010. It may be the shortest month of the year, but nonetheless a very important month, as we take time to focus in on the many contributions and achievements of African Americans around the world, and more specifically right here in the city of Newport News. From prominent lawyer Joseph Thomas Newsom to runaway slave turned lawyer James A. Fields to the First Lady of Song Ella Fitzgerald and Norvalie Downing Gross, a woman you may not know too much about, but someone who indeed had a great love for this city and, more importantly, helped numerous individuals and families in the black community for several years through her role as Executive Director of the Office of Human Affairs. So much so that we bring the show to you from this beautiful facility that bears her name, as we welcome you to the Downing Gross Cultural Arts Center right here in the city of Newport News. It's a building that definitely catches your eye on the corner of 25th Street and Wickham Avenue, with its powerful brick facade and shiny glass windows that reflect a feeling of newness and bright beginnings. But looks can be rather deceiving, because this newly renovated building has weathered many storms over the last 90 years that it's been standing. It originally was built in the midst of World War I and opened its doors in September of 1918 as the Walter Reed Elementary School for whites. But its educational focus was abruptly interrupted as a flu epidemic broke out, forcing the school to close temporarily and be utilized as a hospital to treat soldiers headed to Europe. With the epidemic over, the Walter Reed School returned with a focus on education in the early 1950s. But as time passed and racial segregation continued to intensify, Walter Reed School became a high school for blacks in the 1960s and continued to serve as an educational institution until the 1970s. When Councilwoman Jessie Rattley and the Greater Southeast Development Corporation urged the city to revitalize the Southeast community with the help of federal grants and private funding. With the spruce up underway, the Walter Reed School was transformed into the Norvalie Downing Gross Neighborhood Facility in 1974, housing a senior center, the Office of Human Affairs, and a branch library. And although it served this community well over the next 20-plus years, the building was closed down and unfortunately became quite an eyesore to the community for more than a decade, and for a time was in line for demolition. That was until former Vice Mayor Charles Allen led the charge and helped persuade City Council to step in and save this historic building, setting into motion plans to transform it into a cultural destination that would honor the area's artists and icons of the past and pave the way for those of the future. So the former Walter Reed Elementary School and Office of Human Affairs was gutted and redesigned from the ground up. And although this monumental project took some time to complete,
1, 2, 3.
It was indeed well worth the wait, as the newly renovated 52,000 square foot Downing Gross Cultural Arts Center opened its doors in the fall of 2008, bringing plenty of curious patrons to check out this one-of-a-kind art center, complete with exhibit halls, permanent galleries, a dance studio, and the very intimate 270-seat Ella Fitzgerald Theater. A transformation now complete, and more importantly, a chance for this center to give new life to the rich history of the Southeast community. We are proud to feature the beautiful Downing Gross Cultural Arts Center and encourage you to take advantage of the many activities, events, and concerts that go on here throughout the year. Well, February has been another busy month, so let's take a look at what's been going on right here in the city of Newport News. Snow, snow, and more snow. By now, you either love it or hate it. But when it comes to getting it out of the way so that you can get your life back to normal, these guys can become your very best friends as we ride along with the Public Works Department to see what it takes to clear our city streets.
Other arm over.
Need a little pick-me-up?
Sprint to the finish.
Or something that will inspire you to go that extra mile? Well, the Department of Parks and Recreation is here to help as they kick it into high gear for one and all, as they continue to keep your New Year's resolutions on the right track to a more physically fit lifestyle. And it's time to make a difference and lend a helping hand, whether from afar or directly in the thick of things, as the City of Newport News does its part to help the people of Haiti. It's a cry for help, as the country of Haiti continues to deal with the effects of a devastating earthquake, And as the world continues to answer that cry for help, you may be wondering what you can do. Well, for some, it's monetary donations, even a simple thought or prayer. And for others, it's the opportunity to actually go into harm's way and do all they can to save lives. Well, whatever you decide to do, you can be assured that the City of Newport News has done their part to make a difference in Haiti.
Since I was a kid, and when I was in Haiti, I always wanted to be a cop. That's a dream come true. I was afforded the opportunity to be a cop. Definitely, the people of Haiti always in my mind every day. I love my country, and I pray God that one day the country will be rebuilt, and we definitely get stronger and stronger and stronger. It's devastating. An earthquake that magnitude happening in Haiti is it's never heard of. I mean, it's a tropical island. Over 200 years, we never actually had any earthquake that magnitude. It's hard for me to talk about it right now, honestly. You know, every time I try to put a smile on my face every day, I try to mask the pain, but it is there. I mean, you know, I spent 18 years in Haiti. I grew up there. Other places that I grew up, you know, were destroyed. People that I grew up with died. Family members who were in Haiti, their house collapsed on them. It's a very sad situation. I wish I could go to Haiti to help. Unfortunately, I can't. I have to serve the City of Newport News. I have a job to do. I've watched TV several times. I've watched several things that the world actually done for Haiti. Concert, people donating money, millions of dollars to help the cause. I would definitely encourage everybody to try to, even doing $1, a dollar could, help millions of people in Haiti. Like I said, I did my best by donating money and clothing. I would encourage everybody to do the same. I pray every day for the people out there living in tents, having less than we have in the United States.
To truly experience it, it's something that you have to go there and witness, because it's more devastating than what you see on TV.
When you say, I'm going to be on Virginia Task Force 2, you're pretty much saying that you're willing to place yourself and your family and your job on the back burner. Virginia Task Force 2 is comprised of multiple jurisdictions. What our objective is when we go to a site, whether it's the Pentagon or Waveland, Mississippi, or Haiti, is victim rescue. The training that we do is very important, because the type of rescue that we're preparing for happens with very infrequent cases. You don't get a trench rescue in the City of Newport News every day. You don't get a structural collapse in the City of Newport News every day. So your training has got to replace that opportunity. If you don't practice something, you're going to lose those skill sets. And in the middle of Haiti, with not much support structure around you, you've got to be good at what it is that you do.
This was my first deployment, and what I got out of this was basically that time is of the essence in any type of situation like this. Knowing ahead of time that there were people trapped, I think the sense of what we wanted to do was just get there as soon as possible and get to work. We
worked basically 10 to 12-hour days. They want you out searching structures during the daylight when it's safest for us to be out there doing the searching, and where you actually can see and work things. If we had found somebody and darkness came, we could continue the search, but we didn't go out and try to initiate a new search in the middle of the night.
You're kind of wondering yourself, how is it that anybody's going to come out of here alive? But actually, you go up there and you start seeing void places, and you start hearing individuals inside talking to you, then then you just go to work basically and be as methodical and safe as you can to get the person out.
And you get a little adrenaline dump, but you plan for the fact that you have to control that. I can't get excited or ramped up because you have a rescue, because you've got to clearly think through the process. It's not just good enough for me to focus on getting my hands on somebody. I've got to look at the structure. If I remove a piece of concrete here, how does it affect the structure elsewhere?
There were 2 different rescue situations. A total of 3 people were saved. The first was Jen Christensen, a UN worker. He was at the UN hotel when that collapsed. He was on the 3rd floor, room 309. We start talking to him, just reassuring him that we're going to get to him. And it was kind of the same thing said over and over, but we just had to remember that this individual hasn't had contact really with anybody in 5 days, and he was just so desperate for that contact and just to know that people were helping him. So we just continually reassured him we're doing everything, and we didn't let any doubt sink in whatsoever. We just, we let him know that we were going to get him out.
I don't do it because somebody will pat me on the back or thank me for it. I do it because of an internal reward. You enjoy helping people.
You can call on the phone and donate money or send bottles of water, clothing, whatever it might be to help support, but to physically go out there and to be a part of a group that's helping to save lives and to get down in there and get dirty and do the work. It's gratifying in a way it's hard to explain. It just it sticks with you. Every experience you go through is engraved in you. It really is.
Newport News gave something to Haiti that they hadn't planned for. And we happened to be the people that were given that opportunity to go represent our city and do something for the people that couldn't do anything for themselves.
It's a four-letter word that's pretty hard to say, especially here in Hampton Roads. Not to mention so difficult for even the local weather forecasters to even predict. But when it finally decides to make its presence known, snow is a wonderful thing. Well, at least in moderation, and for the kids to have a few days off from school. But when it comes time to dig out so that you can get your life back to normal, that's exactly where the Public Works Department becomes more important than ever.
Oh yes, it's a rough ride.
We doesn't get a whole lot of snow like some of the other states, but we got the whole Public Works working together the last few days.
What we do is try to melt the ice, and what it do, turn into slush, and we just come behind it and plow it up, plow it to the side.
We have guys working around the clock, trying to make sure it's safe for the people of the city in Newport News. We're pretty much to the end. We are, last go round, we are going at Priority 3 now. Priority 1 was the bridges, overpasses, and main drags. And now we're in the neighborhoods. We're in the neighborhoods and trying to get some of this cleared away. Yes, but the sand trucks are load up with sand, and that's a mixture. It really cuts through the ice. It cuts through the ice and melts everything. It's very important. And we're just cleaning some of the slush. And a lot of it is still frozen, and we work with that also.
The frontline professionals, that's where it's all at. They come to work, do their job, and do it very well. Very proud of them. We actually have training programs where we train people how to run snow plows, sand spreaders, do actually on-the-job type training during the off-season to prepare for events like this.
It's quite fun, even though this is one of our biggest snowstorms we had in years. To be able to come out here and provide a great service for the citizens of Newport News it's quite fun. All in the day's work.
So what's it like to walk a mile or two in someone else's shoes? Or better yet, perform some of the most important jobs in city government? Well, there's no need to worry anymore, at least for some local Boy Scouts, as they were recently given an up-close and personal look at what it takes to run the city of Newport News behind the scenes and on the front lines of public safety.
Home rule means the local governments can make whatever decisions they want.
This is Boy Scout Government Day, which provides an opportunity for city departments and employees to talk to youth in our community about some of the things that we do as city employees and as public servants. Gives us an opportunity to tell them about what the department does as well as what the city does as a whole, as well as introduce to them some of the occupations that are available in local government.
Does anyone know what civil process is?
But it's not all about lecturing. They're not just going to be sitting in this room for the entire day. We have a great program set up for them where they're going to be going around the city to seeing different areas of the community, including the fire department and the new police headquarters, and really getting hands-on experience.
Listen up. This is a working office, okay? So while it may look like we're here to have fun, and we will have fun, we'll see some cool stuff, we need to realize there are people working, so let's be quiet as we pass through, okay?
Well, Government Day is important. Me personally, I was a Boy Scout a long time ago. Our Chief of Police is an Eagle Scout from way back, and so we understand the importance of scouting to the development of young men to grow up and be productive older men, citizens. So our involvement is important, just to show them as part of this, kind of a little taste of the police department, and hopefully some of the action and some of the tools and things that we have, instead of just a lecture, or a tour. We want to give them some hands-on things.
It will stop small arms fire, and it may stop some small rifle fire. However, it is not a bulletproof helmet. It is a bullet-resistant helmet. Let me let y'all feel that.
At first, I thought I was just going to be sitting in a room listening to, for the regular school hours, just about stuff that goes on in the city, but I didn't think it would be, hands-on, moving around the city, which was pretty cool.
It's pretty interesting because you get more of a hands-on feel, and you really know how it works together, and not just reading it. Because when you read it, it's from a person's perspective, and it's not exactly from the job perspective.
Once every 2 weeks, I'm required to report to the range and make this shot. This is a 1-inch circle that's placed out at 100 yards, and I'm required to keep my first shot, also known as the cold shot, inside. More than likely, if I ever do have to shoot this, it's probably only going to be 1 round, and it's very important that the first shot goes right where I need it to go.
While this particular Government Day was focused on Boy Scouts, we're hoping to be able to expand this to all of our youth, whether they're involved in other organizations, whether it be Girl Scouts or some other type of civic or community group, to be able to really expand the program and really get people involved who are interested in what the city does and perhaps are thinking of a career in local government, because that's what we're here for. We're here for our citizens, and we really want to reach out to them and provide this service to everyone.
I'm probably going to take out of it that helping out the city is a good thing, and that we should do as much as we can, because even if it's a little bit, it really does help out the city.
Looking to save money on your water bill, recycle materials, and manage storm water before it reaches our waterways? Well, actually, a little rain and a little know-how can go a long way, especially if you incorporate the use of water barrels to make your flowers and shrubs the envy of everyone in the neighborhood. Still need convincing? Well, Newport News Waterworks and the Department of Public Works are here to help, as they recently kicked off a very popular make-and-take rain barrel workshop that began at the Habitat for Humanity Restore on Warwick Boulevard.
Okay, benefits of rain barrels. Well, what are the benefits? Recycling material. These barrels in a previous life were used to transport what? Olives. You're recycling the water. The water costs you nothing. It's coming off your roof.
The workshop we're doing today is a very team coalition effort. Dan Baxter from Public Works is working the audience through an educational piece about who the players are and why we bother with rain barrels in the first place and how they benefit the environment. Waterworks has been we've been the people who have been taking the reservations, going to get the barrels. Our folks have been storing them for us. And then Master Gardeners has been very much involved in setting up the program. We've all gotten together to drill the holes and to get all the pieces of hardware together that we had to get, and all the education pieces. So it's truly been a team effort between these 3 organizations backed up by the Virginia Extension Office, and of course Habitat for Humanity has been involved as well with hosting us.
It just turns on.
Then we go into the step-by-step process of building a rain barrel. At that point, we break everyone off into about 3 groups, each with an instructor, and they are given the opportunity then to put their rain barrel together with our assistants. And they're sent home with all the materials for how to install the rain barrel and how to maintain it.
Yes, it is my first water barrel. I have been wanting to purchase one, but after looking at the cost, it was a little discouraging. And then when I saw in the newsletter that the city puts out, I saw they were having the class and jumped on it. It's just worth it. And, you don't, without having to use the city water that has the chemicals in it and having to pay for it, when it's free. It's right there.
For me, I'm always interested in learning where to connect people, and this class did a marvelous job of connecting the various agencies with the Waterworks, with the extension service, with the recycling, with the resale store. All of these are resources in our community, and to bring them together with one focus to help our our community is fantastic, as well as finding out where we can get these barrels. Once we've learned the skill, we can each one teach one.
In the store, I think they go $100 to $200. That's not giving my return on investment. But coming in here, crawling in, I love the smell of olives, so that was fine. And I was able to make it and take it today. And it'll fit in my Civic, I know.
We plan on continuing this. We feel like we're very happy with the outcome of this first one, and we feel like this is something we can continue to do on a monthly basis to use it as an educational tool and give our Waterworks customers an opportunity to have another water-saving device and also be part of the sustainability process.
Scary eyes, scaly skin, sharp teeth, and plenty more things to make you stop in your tracks and run the other way. But wait, there's a way to get over your fear of some of the most misunderstood creatures on Earth, thanks to the return of the bizarre and beautiful Reptile Weekend at the always enjoyable Virginia Living Museum.
We have several species of rattlesnakes, an Asian water monitor that's about 4.5 feet long. We have a 14-foot python downstairs, and waxing tree frogs, and iguanas, and geckos. You name it, we've got it here at the Living Museum. Well, today and this weekend we have reptiles, bizarre and beautiful, here at the Virginia Living Museum. And we do that every February for the last 15 years.
There's 2 green frogs.
Yeah. We get some good-sized crowds. People come out to learn about reptiles, amphibians found in Virginia and throughout the world. The experience for the Reptile Weekend is basically hands-on activities with a lot of different animals, also a lot of animals on display, so it's a chance to come direct contact with animals or look through them through the safety of glass if you'd rather go that route. Usually we start working on this in November to kind of plan out what we're going to do 3 or 4 months out to say, okay, what are we going to bring in, how are we going to display it, what's available, who can come work at the museum, those type of things. Some of the animals we had to drive out of state for are herpetology staff that were a great job. The education department is here doing all kinds of programming and interpreting, and pretty much all the staff throughout the museum are involved in this special weekend.
He's lost that instinct to protect himself, so he cannot be released back out into the wild.
Yes, it's very rewarding because kids from the age of 2 up to 75 or 80 all like seeing the animals, and I think the kids are more curious. The parents might be a little bit more cautious, but I think the kids kind of bring them in a little bit and get them a little bit more comfortable with some of the animals. This weekend is like a lot of different weekends we have at the museum throughout the year, where we have all kinds of things going on, special programming, different events, and it's a great way to learn about nature in your own backyard. If you miss the bizarre and the beautiful Reptile Weekend at the Living Museum, next we have Beguiled by the Wild, which is a nature art exhibit by Charlie Harper that'll be in our changing exhibit gallery through April 25th. Come see us again throughout the winter and the spring. Things are changing at the museum all the time, all kinds of neat exhibits. And of course, one thing about the Living Museum, it's a great place to see whether it's rain or shine.
Grace, elegance, and beauty, captured with a highly trained eye and in the form of a very compelling photograph. Well, that would best describe a national exhibition that recently opened that looks to shine the light on the physical and inner beauty of African American women across the country and right here in Hampton Roads. As the Downing Gross Cultural Arts Center introduces you to Women of a New Tribe.
Well, we are in the Anderson Johnson Gallery of the Downing Gross Cultural Arts Center, and we are very excited to have our first major exhibit. What you'll see here throughout the gallery is the work of Jerry Taliaferro, and it is a depiction of the beauty of the black woman portrayed in black and white photos. He really wanted to show the public another way to look at African American women and to really see the real value in the inner beauty as well as the physical beauty. So what you'll see in the exhibit is just that. An additional part of the exhibit is we were fortunate enough to have him come and photograph 24 of our local community women. You will see teachers, you will see educators, you will see business women, just the everyday black American woman in her natural stage, natural beauty, and we're excited that they're women from our community. What's nice is that we're kicking off the exhibit during Black History Month, and we're going to feature the exhibit for 2 months. February is Black History Month, and so all 24 women are African American women who have made a significant contribution to this community. But we're also going to feature the exhibit in March, which is Women's History Month. And again, with 2010 being a focus on women in the arts, we wanted to make sure that we're featuring this prominent exhibit during 2 important months out of this year. So the exhibit will be on display during Black History Month, February and March, Women's History Month. We're in the heart of the Southeast community, and what is so wonderful to be able to bring this to the community is so that we can really bring arts to the community, but bring something that's a bit more meaningful so that our patrons and the community alike can appreciate the beauty of the Black American woman, because so often it's not featured. No one really takes the time to show that. And what better place in Anderson Johnson's gallery? He was from the Southeast community, and he was a local folk artist. And so we're featuring Jerry Taliaferro's photography. And again, he is a nationally known African-American photographer. So it kind of comes together in a way that is so significant to the Downey Gross Cultural Arts Center, to the Southeastern community. And what better way than to really show this during Black History Month, so that we're showing the community not just the well-known people who've made significant contributions to Black history, but some of those who are kind of lying dormant and behind the scenes.
Everyone has them. We make them every year, but they usually don't last for long. And then you find yourself right back where you started from, which is probably a place you don't want to be. But with a little motivation, the right frame of mind, and the perfect class, the Department of Parks and Recreation will continue to have your New Year's resolution on the right track for a much healthier and physically fit lifestyle.
Pick it out.
We're here at the Brittingham Midtown Community Center. As you see, this is our fitness class that we have here 4 days a week.
Okay, ankles in, ankles out.
And as you can see, it is populated quite well.
Side.
Well, it seems to be that every new year, you hear about health and fitness being people's major goals, and it's no different here with the City of Newport News. We have usually our biggest influx for our health and fitness classes in January when the new year starts.
Granite box.
All ages, all types. We take them as far as gymnastics and creative movement classes from the 2-year-olds on up, all the way up to as old as you can be.
On your knee. I can't do without it. It's just my way of life. I have a good class, and they've been loyal. About this time of year, you see people come in, then probably around March, you don't see them, and then in spring, they come back. They have to just get it in their mind that this is what they want to do. And if they, make up their mind that this is what they're going to do, instead of go home, just stop by here and exercise.
Well, it's one of the biggest motivators for people out there trying to work out. Their group camaraderie is what brings people back, week after week, and keeps them on track to hit their fitness goals.
Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, over.
I started in about 2007, and I realized that I needed to do some things to improve my body and just to have more flexibility and endurance. And I started then, and I've been doing it ever since. Yeah, I think it's wonderful, and these programs are free. So it's a great place for some of us who work at Northrop Grumman to come to. And of course for the rest of the city, if they want to get involved, they got all sorts of programs here at the Midtown for them and throughout the city, yeah.
Take your tension up to a 5.
And this is a group indoor spinning class. It simulates what you would find out there on the terrain on a bike. You simulate hills, speed intervals.
Keep that pace.
The spinning class is a little more intense. You can make it as hard or as easy as you want, really. You adjust your tension yourself. We can take beginners, we can take advanced students, and usually if you start out as a beginner, by the end of one session, you're more intermediate advanced level.
30 seconds.
Feeling tired? No, it feels great. I look forward to coming to it every day. It helps me feel energized throughout the day. I work with kids, so it gives me a lot of energy to run around with them.
Tension up.
You can change the tension on the bike, so it's harder to pedal and harder, so you actually feel like you're climbing a hill. And then we have rests in between. We do some speed intervals where we get to go real fast and wear ourselves out.
And 3, 2, 1. Sprint to the finish.
Yeah, usually, actually, they say about 70% of people who make New Year's resolutions fail at them.
If you're going to make them, stick to them. Don't ever give up. If you quit for a little bit, don't be afraid to get back on there and keep going and keep working at it.
We do have classes all throughout the city. For more information, you can check out our website at www.nnparks.com, or you can call the main office at 926-1400.
Well, that's about all the time we have for you this month. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of Newport News in Review from the beautiful Downey Gross Cultural Arts Center. And And as always, on behalf of everyone here at Newport News TV, whether you're watching us on TV or online at nnGov.com, Facebook, or YouTube, thanks for watching. And we'll see you here real soon for the March edition of Newport News in Review, right here on Newport News Television.